Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hivemind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Yes, this is exactly what I've been talking about. We've been asking two questions as of late. The first one is, where's Kamala Harris? Kamala, come out, wherever you are. And the second question, sitting here scratching my head, generally asking myself, where are these supposed enthused Kamala voters? I know they exist in the big cities, but outside of big metropolitan areas, I feel like they almost don't exist, like there's no genuine on-the-ground enthusiasm. I know the celebrities are being paid to tweet how excited they are. They're doing their little TMZ interviews, talking about how excited they are for the future and the change that Kamala Harris represents, but where are these people in real life? It seems to me mostly non-existent. It seems like just the regular old Democrat base and not much more beyond that, and now it seems as though the mainstream media is finally catching on. There doesn't seem to be too many enthused Kamala voters out there. Meanwhile, the phenomenon of the secret Trump voter likely still exists and is very likely to make an impact on the final results in respect to what we're seeing in the polling data. I think the media might finally be starting to have the right conversation, but before we get into any of it, this video is actually brought to you guys by a sponsor, so let's play that clip.
This video is brought to you guys by American Hartford Gold. Folks, the money printing over the last 4 years has been totally out of control. When you artificially stimulate the economy to that degree, especially over a significant period of time, what do you get? You get hyperinflation. That's exactly what we've been living through. How do you protect your hard-earned wealth during times of runaway inflation? Well, one great tool is trading in that scam fiat currency for an actual tangible asset of physical value. In other words, buying gold and silver. And that right there is where American Hartford Gold comes right into play. American Hartford Gold is a 5-star rated company across the board and also boasting an A+ rating at the Better Business Bureau. And the best part about it is just how easy they make the whole process. All you gotta do is pick up the phone, give them a call, and they'll have precious metals, gold and silver delivered either straight to your doorstep or directly to your IRA or 401k. It's as easy as pie, folks, and the cherry on top is that American Hartford Gold is currently running an amazing promotion where you can get up to $5,000 in free silver, of course on qualifying first orders. What are you waiting for? If you want a portion of your portfolio invested in precious metals, simply call 844-440-1005, that's 844-440-1005, or text Hivemind one word to 65532, that's Hivemind one word to 65532. A huge thank you to American Hartford Gold. Now back to the video.
Alright friends, so let's first start off with this clip from CBS News. They had one of their on-the-ground correspondents travel the state of Nevada, visiting different restaurants, speaking to the patrons, and this was the final report.
Had so much fun, but what was really incredible is in every single restaurant of the people willing to talk to us, we could only find one Harris supporter in every restaurant, and we left no stone unturned. I approached every single person.
She went to multiple different restaurants in search for one lonely Kamala supporter. Folks, this is bad. I mean, this is really bad. Nevada's one of those states where you'd expect Kamala to be in good shape. There's a lot of Hispanic voters there. It's been Democrat controlled for a while. It's only been trending rightward slightly in the more recent days, or I guess it's probably better to say the last year or so. It's somewhere where there was most likely a lot of Joe Biden fatigue, and you'd expect if Democrats presented a new fresh face, a real alternative to Donald Trump and his gang of miscreants, essentially as the Democrats would put it, you'd expect Nevada to be the first place to be biting. If that bait was set in the water, you'd expect that state to go first, or at least be among the first states to start flipping towards blue. But that might not be the case at all. Now, the polling data is showing a pretty close matchup between the two candidates. I think Kamala Harris even recently leapfrogged Donald Trump, at least on the RCP average, if I'm not mistaken. As we take a look, that's exactly what's happening on paper. Supposedly, Kamala is leading the state by 1, but I'm not so sure that this polling data is so accurate. If we just look anecdotally, it looks like Kamala Harris isn't generating the hype needed to take down Donald Trump in 2024. She may be ahead by the polls with very slim margins, and look, I just don't know if that's going to be enough. It's another more recent realization by the media that Kamala Harris, when compared with most Democrat candidates in recent electoral history, well, she's polling way behind. She's polling behind nationally and not doing so hot in the swing states either. And CNN's always stuck in this position of having to relay the bad news to their audience.
Nationally, Harris is ahead in the average poll by 2.5 points. But look in those 7 key battleground states, Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Harris is only ahead by 0.3 3 points, John. So the bottom line is, in those 7 key battleground states, it's a significantly tighter race than it is nationally, John.
So Al Gore and Hillary Clinton are calling right now, Harry, asking what the chances are that Harris could win the popular vote but lose in the Electoral College.
Okay. So basically, you note that 2.5-point lead nationally here, right? Okay. Harris's chances, if she wins the popular vote by 2 to 3 points, the chance she wins the Electoral College is only 53%. The bottom line is, once you have to get all the way north to about 3 to 4 points for Harris to have a clear chance, the clear majority chance of winning the Electoral College. If she only wins by less than 2, look at that. Only a 23% chance of winning. Right now, Harris is right now in that danger zone where basically about half the time, given that popular vote margin nationally, she would win. And so here's the situation. Chance Harris wins the popular vote at this point is about 70%, but the chance she wins the Electoral College is only about 50%. So the bottom line is, at this hour, John, there's about a 20% chance that Kamala Harris wins the popular vote, but actually loses in the Electoral College.
It's not what they think it is. And last week, the conversation was all about Pennsylvania.
But let's just say Donald Trump outperforms his polling by just a single point, just 1 point. He gets to 287 electoral votes. Look, he gets Nevada, he gets Arizona like he had before, Georgia, North Carolina. But then this is what we're talking about over and over and over again. Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania. That race has been consistently so tight, it's well within a point. Whoever wins Pennsylvania, Jessica, my guess is going to be the next president of the United States. And at this particular point, that state is way too close to call, and that's why this race is way too close to.
And well, would you look at that, thanks to the latest Insider Advantage poll, Trump now leads the RCP average in early polling data in Pennsylvania. And again, let's compare this to 2016 and 2020, where Joe Biden led by 4 at the same time this month, but back in 2020, and Hillary Clinton back in 2016, same time September, was leading by 6.2 points. You know, 2 things. I don't think Democrats should ever underestimate Donald Trump, and of course, by extension, don't ever underestimate the secret Trump supporter, the people who don't talk so much, who don't blah blah blah, who aren't dancing in front of the TikTok videos and make being an activist their whole persona. You know, just regular people, there's a whole lot of them who understand the economic facts here.
Milton Friedman, you remember him?
Yes.
Right? Crystal clear. The only entity that can produce inflation in the world is the government by printing money.
Yes.
And there is no other. So let's do that, number one. Number 2, let's go to energy. If you bring down energy
costs... But the government was printing money during the Trump administration.
Of course it did.
During the pandemic, it was printing money.
And there was no inflation. They were not printing too much. They did not print too much. Of course they are.
You don't think there's a lagging effect? Why do you think there was inflation in the rest of the world at the same time?
Why did I go on television and say that inflation was going to begin after the American Rescue Plan did $2 trillion, which was unnecessary? It was after we were coming out, right? 2021, as you remember, we were rocking, right?
There's people who understand that the Trump economic policies worked and that they were better off then than they are today. And clearly Kamala Harris couldn't answer that question during the debate. There's a lot of people who simply just get it, and they're going to show up on election day, especially in the most important swing states. And if Kamala's expecting to win, she needs to have those regular people, those independents that we've been showing are tracking towards Trump and Republicans. Still, she needs to win back all of those key demographics that Joe Biden lost, which she hasn't been able to do, and we've observed that in the crosstabs. She needs a big freaking lead. Again, Hillary Clinton was up 6.2 points at this time in 2016, and Donald Trump won the state of Pennsylvania. They keep talking about this Kamala hype and all of these voters that are popping out of the woods that supposedly exist, but unless Democrats are summoning the dead from the local graveyards, they're not enthusing anybody to go to the polls, at least not in the current state of the party. With this pathetic messaging campaign that we've seen, I just don't think it's happening to the extent that they're describing. I mean, just think about it. The left-wing news outlets in a battleground state, in a newly formed battleground state, in Nevada had to visit multiple restaurants to find one Kamala voter. Just let that sink in. And I don't know, just pocket it as a memory, and let's see what happens on election day. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed that Trump's going to pull an upset victory here, but what I am saying is, don't be surprised if he does. Anyways, that's pretty much what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.